What's up, my local villains, Mexica warriors, my brown, black, and white brothers, down for the cause, and just want to continue on my struggle. Um, talk about, it's a sad thing that we have to talk about race, and but I guess this justifies it. Uh, First thing I want to bring up is, why is it that as Mexican, Hispanic, Latino people, whatever you want to call them, also Polynesians and you know certain southern other groups. Why is it we don't have our own religion? And you know, if you think about it, there's very little history on us. We've been wiped out as far as history is concerned. There's not much left. There's few artifacts, but not compared to other nationalities. They don't speak about it. Nobody brings it to light. Like I said before, nobody questions or where we came from. Um, and what happens when they find somebody that originated from that bloodline and and rocks the world, and and someone who stood their ground and believed that we were different in the sense that we had our own bloodline, and we didn't come from what they necessarily preached to us in school, in colleges, or around the world. And and what happens when that person is hounded for the entirety of his life, but he doesn't give up, and finally people realize or begin to realize that he was telling the truth, and that he is you know he is that man, he is that one that escaped, uh, and made it as far as made it known to the people, and brought about, probably shocked the world, if not just the people around me. I'm not sure because they got me in the twilight zone right now, but I think everybody knows it. And uh, I want to reiterate that how can what they believe is technology that's so old, how can it compete with today's technology? There's only one way and only one reason, and that's because of the creator, the sun. Something that we all share and that we all feed off of, and without the sun, there would be no us, there would be no food. Our bodies run off solar energy, and respect is due to the man, the creator. It's not a man, the creator himself that brought us all here. And the only thing that separated us was people's ideals and people's words, and uh, their belief that because maybe we look different or we had a different trait, and they breathed that into themselves and separated us from the rest of the people. Well, that's fine. That's what you wanted to do, but don't hold back the rest of us that want to be united. As one brotherhood, as one cause. Like I said before many times, everybody should be proud of how they grew up, and that the country they came from, their individual race or creed, what have you. There's nothing wrong with that, but the only thing that I see wrong is when we push other people away and we refuse to sit at the same table, like as if we're better than them, or if they're better, if you're better than me. And that's the one thing that I could say, that our race, as far as Mexican, Hispanics, and Latinos, that's one thing that we're totally excel at, bringing in people from other races, other kinds, and bringing them into our culture, and just kicking it like they're part of the family. And yeah, on the streets of gang bang, it for a little while it turns into a racial thing, but once we get older, and that's not everybody, and once we get older, a lot of us realize that that was just a mental game being played by us, to and played, that we fell into, we're being played. And and some people can't get over it, and you know I could just the only thing I could say about that is you're holding us back as a whole. Not only yourself, your people, your families. You're holding everybody back, and you know better than the people who seem or say they have control, governments, churches, what have you. Um, just because um, they sold us a certain information and gained power and gained an amount of control over society. Uh, you know, doesn't mean that you control me or you're better than me or have any more say so than I do. You're just in a position to threaten people. But the reality is, if everybody was on the same page and came to agree upon it, you couldn't threaten us. Because like I said before, we hold the power. In the numbers, and everybody's got to eat. And what are you gonna do? Self implode? You're gonna and it's just something that maybe people are working on it, maybe they're not. Maybe people are scared and not ready. I'm not sure, because obviously they don't want me to start a revolution or because that's what I'm known for, is bring people together and unite them. So that's the question I put towards everybody. Like, that's what I'm known for bringing two people together. And so what's the problem? What danger am I? Uh, what danger am I to everyday man and everyday people on the block? I'm not. The only people that I'm a danger to is the people that have refused to speak to me and face the facts that that they lied, and we figured it out. Not just myself. eh, Anybody who spoke up or who gave a tip here or said something or spoke up, whispered in the back rooms. Everybody's part of the change, man, and it just took somebody to put the foot down. And I've cried and struggled many a night, and all I can say is worth it, because change is good. Even though it's scary for a lot of people. Uh, it's in the end of the day, it's good for all of us, as long as we're progressing and and trying to better ourselves and trying to help fellow man, and you know and invite them to sit, uh, to eat, at our table. Like we said, donde comen dos, comen tres. That's how we are, and that's how we all should be, and that's how we used to be. Some people are still like that, and that change is what has really bothered me. When I got out of prison, a lot of um, neighbors and stuff, they uh, wouldn't say hi. When on my brother's street where I lived at, they would talk to me. But other places that I went, people just come in and out the house, and some of my family members were like that too. And I try to tell them that that's not the way to be, man. You gotta be cordial and social to people, because then we end up in these cells that you call your house, and it's supposed to be a warm home, but you're just in there by yourself, not speaking to nobody, or speaking to very few people, and it's put us in a position where we know what's going on with all these phone technologies, but we really don't know what's going on, because we've self-isolated without realizing the effects that it will have on us. But uh, the lesson for the day is, the last warrior standing, he's still standing, and he's making a stand. And all I could do is speak to you guys about it, and I hope that somebody's working on it, or that one day somebody will approach me, or I don't know what's going on, because that's the purpose, I guess, right? Everybody's on that don't ask, don't look thing, but God has blessed us. God, the Creator, has blessed us with life, and He's also blessed us with death, and I'm not afraid of either one. Blessings.